I'd like to begin by showing you how I typically run a one-player warm-up. In this case, I'm going to run Tom through about 10 different drills in about 4 minutes. Tom doesn't know what drills I'll be throwing at him, but he's done this kind of a warm-up with me many times. We're beginning with some basic mini tennis, and I like to use backspin to start off. And you'll notice that I throw in some volleys at Tom at random times, just to keep him on his toes, not allowing him to become too comfortable. All the drills that you'll see are fairly basic, and you've probably done most, if not all of them, yourselves at one time or another. What's important, though, is how we transition from drill to drill without stopping, keeping the intensity level very high and providing as much benefit for our players as possible. Here, and without much warning, I'm throwing in another ball for some 2-ball mini tennis. None of this is rehearsed, and because I don't stop between drills, Tom has to respond quickly to anything I throw at him. This really keeps him engaged and makes it nearly impossible for Tom to relax and just go through the motions, which is sometimes the case in more traditional warm-ups. Our players really enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun for both of us. Now, I've positioned Tom at 3/4 court to start warming up his ground strokes. And as you'll see, I'll still also throw in some volleys just to keep him alert and on his toes. Keep in mind that this is just a 4 to 5 minute warm-up to get Tom ready for that day's training. And even though he is constantly moving, I'm not making him run to the extent that he's at risk of injury. He's getting loose, he's getting his heart rate up, and he's doing it safely. We've worked Tom back to the baseline now, and you might have noticed, like in all of these drills, my feeds are completely random. I don't just alternate forehands and backhands. Feeding randomly helps him stay focused and alert, and it also provides Tom with a better warm-up in a shorter amount of time. Next, I'm going to have Tom hit a few drop shots where he's moving forwards and backwards. I'll follow that up with a few lateral moving forehands where Tom will be moving left and right. So keep in mind, we're only about 2.5 minutes into this warm-up, but I can guarantee you Tom's heart rate is up there pretty good at this point. Now up to 3/4 court again for a few swinging forehand volleys and a few swinging backhand volleys. Well, there's no sense letting Tom have all the fun. I think I'll jump in there and hit a few volleys with him and get my feet moving and get my heart rate up too. After a few of these, I think we're going to bump that ball up and touch volley it over. Bump up, touch volley over. You really got to get your feet moving fast here. You need soft hands and really fast feet. This is a fairly advanced drill, but you can adjust the drills that you use to fit the ability level of your players. Remember, it's not the drills that make this warm-up work. It's the ability to transition from drill to drill without stopping. This keeps the intensity level high and sets your player up for success for the remainder of their session with you.
And now put this forehand away. Good, good. That was fun, yeah.
In this segment, I'll be running 4 simple drills designed for 3 players. Rufus is at the bottom of your screen. Tom and Philip Bonenkamp, who we affectionately call Boney, are at the top of your screen. I'll begin by hand tossing a backhand to Rufus, and he will hit cross courts to Tom until one of them misses. After the miss, Tom will go behind Boney and the drill continues.
Good. Here we
After a few times through, I'll call out a rotation and the drill will continue without stopping. I like to keep the rotation short, and we'll be doing 3 rotations for each of the 4 drills that we'll be doing in this segment.
Put that under control. Give Rufus time to get over. That's great. Great job. Great job. Move. Good. There we go. Ready? Move. Nice. Good. After this, come over, Tom.
Here comes our 3rd rotation, and Boney will keep hitting until Tom arrives. On rotations, you'll notice that both players hustle into position to minimize any downtime. When we do this well, our players hit a lot of balls in a short period of time and get a really good fitness benefit as well.
Awesome play. Good job. Oh, it's a great volley, Boney. Great shots again. There we go. This one, Rufus, and come on over. Yeah. You know where to go. Shoulder to
Next, we'll rotate into our 2nd drill, where I'll be hand feeding to Rufus and he'll be hitting cross courts. The players on top of your screen stand shoulder to shoulder and respond to Rufus's ground strokes with angle volleys.
Good. Good. Here we go.
It's really important that the players know that I'm not going to wait for them to set up between drills. This certainly creates a sense of urgency, which is crucial to keeping the intensity level high. It's a lot of fun too.
3. Here's rotate. Again, Tom. All right, here we go. This goes to Tom. Cross court. Boom. You're going to try to go wide, right? Good. Beautiful, beautiful. All the way to the middle, Rufus. All the way. All the way to the center. All the way to the center. That's all right. Tough ball. Tough ball. Great, great. Great job. Here we go. 3 more. Rotate. 1 more. Good. Great job. Here we go. You gotta hit cross court. Go. Boom. Excellent, guys. Yeah, get it. Yeah, good angle. Oh, sorry. Watch that ball. Got it? Good. Great.
Now we'll transition into our 3rd drill. The players don't know what's coming, but you'll see me directing them into the position that I want them in, which took about 7 seconds. From there, the drill is simple. Every ball goes at Tom, and Tom hits anywhere he wants. Boney, you'll see, has the toughest job, having to fight off Tom's volleys from close range. Great hustle there by Rufus, almost getting that ball back, but I'm not going to wait for him to come back. I'm going to lead him back with the feed.
Good. 1 more. Pick it up. You got it. Right to me. Right to me. Good. And here we go. Again. Till Rufus is set.
At this point, the guys have been moving nonstop for almost 5 minutes, and I'm sure they're feeling it. But this type of drilling really builds their physical stamina and their mental stamina too. This will be the last rotation in this drill, and then you'll see me direct the guys into position for our 4th and last drill. It's basically the same thing, but from different positions on the court.
And last ball. Rotate. Right back to the baseline. Boney over on that
Really great volleying up there by Boney. Great save there by Rufus. It's just great to see these guys working this hard after all this time. It's really cool to see this.
That's the way. Last ball. Come on, good. Rotate. Hit it to me. That's it. Now it's the ball. Good job. Look. Wait. Come on.
Another great reflex there by Rufus. A couple of very nice volleys there by Coach Bert. Clearly the best player on the court. Here's the last rotation of our three-man segment, and you can adjust the drills and the duration of the drills to fit almost all ability levels. Give it a try.
Hey! Come on. Come together, high five. Good job.
Next is a four-player groove workout, where our players count the number of balls they hit into the backcourt. When one pair hits the designated number, they all move into the next position. Right now, they have to hit 10 balls into the backcourt before switching.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch.
Players switch sides of the court, and another race to 10 begins.
1, 2.
Notice also that they never stopped hitting between rotations. It's not always possible, but we're always trying to maintain the rally on rotations. That's always our goal. Now, after someone gets to 10, you'll see them do 2 rounds of cross court.
9, 10. Cross court. 1. Don't run her out of the camera there, Allie. Good job. 3, 4. Good. 5. Good, Paula. Good get. 6. 5. 7. 6. Allie. 7. 8. 9. Volley, Allie. Good job. 10. Up to volley.
Here's another great transition where all 4 players maintained the rally when they made their rotation. When one pair gets to 10, the players at the bottom of the screen try to maintain the rally as they work their way up into volley position, where they'll begin a new race to hit 5 volleys and 3 overheads into the backcourt before switching.
Here we go. We don't switch now. That's it. Stay in position. Great job. 5 volleys, 3 overhead. 5 and 3. 5 overhead.
Normally the target numbers I set would be higher, but for the purposes of this video, I reduced those numbers.
Still 1 over here. 2. She's got to get it back. 3.
Tom just made his 3rd overhead, so the players will reverse positions. Let's see if they can make the transition with the same ball.
2.
Not quite, but a great job by all 4 players.
4. Good. 5. Overhead. Overhead. Good. That's 1 for you guys. 1. 2. You go, Alex. No, still at 2. Good lob. 1. Still at 2. Good lob. 2. Leave it. Yeah. We got 2 over here. 3.
Oh, questionable call by Tom there, but we'll give it to him. Now the players are going to finish up with a race to 15, rallying in the alley.
15. Try not to pull your partner out of the camera shot. 1. 15 and we're out of here, guys. 15. 3. Oh no. Watch that ball, Allie. Get him out. 4. 5. 4. 6. 5.
7.
Good. Oh. Come on, Paula.
6. Yeah. 7.
Got it, Shira. Great catch. Great catch. 2.
8. Come on.
Almost there.
8. Sorry, up. You got 9. 9. 10.
10 to 10.
11.
It's close.
12. 12. 13. 14.
14 to 12.
15.
That's a great job by the girls and Tom, and while none of these drills by themselves is special in any way, when you put them together non-stop and taking great care to make transitions with the same ball, your players will truly benefit from the experience. The last thing I'd like to show you is a 5-player all-court workout where I move our players to positions all over the court. We'll start off with all 4 players in volley position, and you'll be able to hear me reposition the players as we go. Also, I'll be yelling, rotate. That's the signal for each of the 5 players to move 1 spot to the right.
Right. Good. That side service line.
Now I've moved 2 players to the service line, and the other 2 players are still in volley position.
Rotate.
Now I've rotated. Everybody moves 1 spot to the right. We don't wait. That's a great pickup. That's why we don't wait, because it gives players the opportunity for shots like that.
Nice split steps when I'm feeding, guys. Nice split steps when I'm feeding. Good. Let's reverse it. Right. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Rotate. Yeah. There you go. Excellent. Go backwards.
You can see that the intensity level is very high here, and the players are just listening for me to reposition them or to call out another rotation. Now I've just moved all 4 of our players to the service line and followed it up with a rotation. So with everyone at the service line, our players are getting great practice digging out low volleys and half volleys.
Look that ball. Okay, that side, no man's land. Yeah. That side, you guys volley position. Right.
Now I've got 2 players in no man's land and 2 players in volley position. This presents our players with some unique challenges, which is the purpose of an all-court workout. When I call out rotate, watch how hard they try to maintain that rally. That's the fun of it, and over time, it makes a huge difference in the development of our players.
Get up. Good. Good. That's rotate. Excellent.
Good.
Good. Lead them over there. Good job. Come on. Cover that middle. Reverse it.
I've just called to reverse position, so Boney and Allie come up to volley position, and the other 2 players move back to no man's land, trying to maintain the rally through the transition.
Good. Thank you. Rotate. Yeah.
That was a good transition there through that rotation.
Really, really good. Really good. Here we go. One more. Good. Everybody no man's land.
Now we've got all 4 players in no man's land, and this can be a little uncomfortable for players, but it's great practice. You'll get all kinds of shots, a great variety of shots, all the different types of volleys. Balls will bounce to you that you can ground stroke, but it also will help you a lot on your recognition. It helps you recognize what kind of ball's coming at you and what decisions you have to make on that ball, whether to cut it off, go forward, wait for it and half volley it. It's all beneficial. It all adds up over time. It really helps our players. From there, we move into a more traditional setup with 2 people in volley position and 2 people on the baseline. As always, making the transition without stopping and maintaining the rally is the goal.
Rotate.
Tony.
Yeah. I'm going to say reverse it in about 10 seconds. Here we go. Up. Let's see if we can make it with the same ball. Go. Yeah, reverse it.
As we reverse positions, I love Tom's reaction when he misses that half volley. All of our players hate to be the one who messes up a transition. And that attitude is one of the major reasons we've had so much success. Watch Kira in the upper right side of your screen and see how hard she fights to maintain this rally through the rotation. Now that's the kind of intensity I try to create in our workouts.
That's the way. Good. All right, everybody just inside the baseline. Everybody. Just inside. Here we go.
Now I'm moving everybody back to just inside the baseline.
Hard now, hard. Hit those ground.
This is a great place to develop your ability to prepare early, to short hop ground strokes, and to hit balls on the rise.
Good. Volley that. Stay up. That's it. Hit those ground strokes hard. Come on, hit it. Boom. Volley that. Great. Hit it hard. Boom. Good. Hit real ground stroke. That's it. That's what I want to see right there. Those kind of shots. Rotate. Beautiful. Volley. Okay, that's good. Good shot. Here we go, buddy. Great job. Got it. Everybody just behind the baseline.
Next, we transition to behind the baseline. I throw in a second ball, and the players rally down the line with each other.
Good. Hit the ball, guys. Hit the ball. Ready? Hit the ball. Ready? Go. Good. Go. Rotate.
Tony.
Here we go. Yeah. Great.
Aside from a few short breaks when they rotated out, our players have been working with high intensity for about 8 minutes, but we're almost at the finish line.
Cross forward. That's all right. Here we go.
Throughout this presentation, I haven't given my players much time to get set up or to get comfortable, and that's by design. Keeping the intensity high is the key to running a great workout, and I hope I've shown you that you don't need fancy, cutting-edge drills to do so. Transition from drill to drill without stopping. Rotate within the drill without stopping, and I think you and your players will be pleased with the results.
Well done. Good job. Yep. That's a great job. Well done. That's great, Bert.